Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to check out the Taurus G3 versus the GX4XL. So this is just the regular G3. This is one of my tried and true favorites, and it's got that restrike trigger that we like to use with our Mantis system. So we're going to run that in conjunction and head to head with our GX4XL. Now, this is the one we did have that failure, and if you haven't seen that video, go check it down below. It was kind of a QC issue, but we were able to get the extractor back together, and we haven't had to send it back to Taurus. We've got about 500 rounds to this firearm, so we're going to put another 50 through it today. So we're working towards that 1,000 round review for you guys to see if we have any other catastrophic failures. Now, with that, going head to head with these here on Family Firearm Reviews, we're going to have to get to that important stuff. But before we do, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. We do have a merch shop, we do have a Patreon, and we do have some Reddits down there that are pretty cool. If you want to get in there, that's a good way to talk to us. Send some pictures of you guys shooting and some things like that. It's a great way to communicate other than just dropping comments on our YouTube videos. Now the merch shop, it does have some cool shirts, which are right here. So if you do go to our Patreon, we are going to do a drawing at the end of July. We're going to give away a shirt every 3 months. So we're going to give one. You guys will give a different one from our site every time. We have a couple different designs. So go down there, subscribe to the Patreon, and we'll pull somebody at random off of that every 3 months. We're going to start here in July. So check that out. Again, to the important stuff, let's get out to testing these. So we are out here with our Taurus GX4XL. I'm going to run it first, 3 shots accuracy. We've got our target out there just around 5 yards. Got those target tacks in there, and they seem to be doing well today. So let's run that, and we'll see how we do. Already had a malfunction right there with the Taurus, so that was my 3rd shot. So I'm gonna have to lock it back. Looks like a failure to extract. Oh no, it fed a new one in there. So keep that safe direction. Kind of nicked up the bullet going up the feed ramp, right? So I pushed 1 low, 2 to the side. I'm gonna take 1 makeup shot for this one because I definitely was a little weird on that trigger on that first one. So let's see if we do better on this 4th shot. Yeah, not too bad. They're all on the target there. So I'm gonna get, ooh, I missed Lauren's turn on there. So now we're out here with our G3, and we wanted to run the, the old versus the new, so we ran the new one first. I'm gonna go bottom left corner here, and I can already tell you this feels a little heavier, but this is 15 rounds versus the other one that only had, I believe, 11. I'll have to double check. But this one also has a safety for the right-handed person, and it is very intuitive on and off. So let's give this one a few shots. Accuracy wise, I'm definitely better with this, and I personally do like this one a little better, so let's get Lauren out here.
It's a little snappier, but man, I love both of these.
Now we're gonna take some shots with the GX4XL just across the spread that we have out here today, and then I'm gonna run a full mag through the G3, see which one I like a little better. I did white out the U on my G3, so this one is just a serrated black. Not my favorite, but it does help with the glare. So let's see how we do. Not too bad, but let's grab that G3 and see how it goes. So we've got our G3 out here, and let's run through some shots. I only missed one there. This one feels a little bit more comfortable, and this is the full size versus kind of a compact GX4XL. But the trigger on this is, if we want to check that out, again, unloaded. There's nobody over there. There's some woods and a nice berm. But if you look here, you've got quite a bit of take up on that trigger. Gotta get all the way back here. And then the reset isn't bad, but it definitely kind of has a lot of mush when you're getting in there the first time. Gotta get through all that, right? You get there, pretty solid wall here, and then we're going off again. And then if you do let it creep all the way out like that, it does have a pretty long reset, because this does have that restrike capability that we gotta worry about for squib load. So if you do get a squib load in there, that could be an issue. But no problems here.
One little failure to feed issue there, but otherwise absolutely great. Really enjoy shooting this gun. And one of my favorite things about it is that when this is fully loaded, you don't have to slam the mag in there. You don't have to bump it up. Even with some other guns today, I'm double checking them, making sure that I've got it all the way in here. But with this, it's really, really easy. Okay, so now I'm gonna shoot at the spread with the G3 and see if it can win me over. Wow, that is fun.
So I'm gonna run my final mag here through the GX4XL. 11 rounds here. I've got the shorty, but it does rack easily. I'm not a huge fan of the grip, honestly. The bump in the back kind of gets me, but that is something to go with. But it does rack nicely. So let's put these 11 through it. Go pretty quick, but they went pretty good there. I haven't tried one distance shot. I went a little high. So let's get the G3 and wrap that up. So we've got our last mag in our G3. Let's see how we do. Always a good time with the G3. Now that we've got all of our shots in, let's get mine and Lauren's take on the G3 versus the G4. So we're here with the Taurus GX4XL and the G3 full size, and we're gonna give our thoughts on the two. We ran them both 50 rounds of the ammunition through each. We used the lax remand because we kind of wanted to give it a durability, dirty test kind of. We noticed a little bit dirtier ammo. We want to see if we could gunk either of them up. Pros and cons about each one we're going to talk about here. So the Taurus GX4XL did have two malfunctions. So what it did was when it fed these rounds in, if you can see, it actually shoved that round down in. So it pushed it down into the brass casing when it was trying to funnel it up on two of them. This one, it did try to light primer strike it, but it didn't go off because it had jammed it down so far. And then the other one, it just pushed it down in, didn't even get a chance to get up in there, but I didn't want to run it because now it's you can see this, it pushed it down just as far, but you can kind of wiggle it back up. So we did get two squished down in the GX4XL. We didn't have any malfunctions with the G3. And I know this is remand ammo, so that may be the issue, but again, we ran the exact same style of ammo through each gun, 50 rounds of each. Now I'm going to tell you, the trigger on this is way better. It is a much more crisp Trigger, again, we are empty, no magazine, but you can see we've just got that blade safety and this little bit of take up, and then you're on the trigger. Reset is very short, very tactile, and it is just a very crisp trigger. Now with the G3, because it does have that restrike capabilities, you can see we've got a lot more mush. So there's a lot of mush, and when you do get it to go off in the slide cycles, you can hear a little bit of tactile reset, and if you don't let it go out too far, you don't have that mush, but you do have that restrike capability, and in order to use that restrike, you've got to go all the way out to almost the full path of that trigger. So the trigger is definitely something to be desired on this. It's nice for the Mantis system that we use in the house, but out here on the range, it is definitely GX4 has the better trigger. Now capacity, they do make the G3Cs and they're very reliable. We did have some issues with this. I'm still not going to carry this. I'm just not comfortable with it. With the malfunctions we've had throughout the firing process, I'm just not 100% sold on the GX4. The G3 is something I personally do like, and I'm not going to carry it every day, but if I had a full-size firearm, this one does have some good weight to it, and I do like the grip a little better. So the grip is not as bubbled out in the rear as you can see here on this one. It's a little more, you know, less texture in some areas, but I do have a nice spot for my thumb. And then if you look down here on the bottom, there are kind of like stripping cuts. So if my mag were to get stuck, I can strip it out of there, which is something that I have. They both have nice front and rear serrations, and they're both very aggressive, pretty much the same on both firearm. You can see you've got a little bit more on the G3 than the G4, but the bump right here is really something I'm not a huge fan of. They do have the same style of sights. This one has an orange dot in the front, and then I did white out the rear here. So let me flip this around this way. You can see I actually just put a little bit of paint on there, make it a little bit easier for me to pick up in low light, right? I'm not a huge fan of just the serrated. Now this one does have the external safety and a trigger safety where this one does not. So I just have my slide stop slide release here, and I just have my trigger dingus safety on here where this one has the thumb safety right here only for the right-handed person, up and down, and then we have our slide stop slide release. Capacity, we had 15 here, 11 in the small, 13 in the large. What did you think? I've been talking a lot.
So, trade me. Yeah, this is how we should have started out. Now, everybody knows we never agree, and we don't agree today either. There are two big reasons why 10 out of 10 times I would pick the G4XL. Those have to do with the bubble that Kyle doesn't love and the mushy trigger on the G3. This bubble pushes back into the arch of my palm enough that I get some back pressure, and it adds some stability for me. I didn't realize that when I was first shooting it, but switching between them today really pointed that out to me. I was trying to figure out, why can I hold this one so much more solidly in my hand? The second part comes down to that mushy trigger. While I'm dealing with the gun going back and forth in my grip, that mushy trigger is just, there's too much play in there for me to stay where I want to be exactly. I don't have those problems with this, and even with the two malfunctions I had, I was able to get rid of those and get back on target quicker than I can with this gun. So for me, like I said, 10 times out of 10, it's going to be this for me. I love it. Everything about it's great. Malfunctions or not, it's great.
So I am definitely more of a fan of this. It's got a little bit more weight. It's a little bit heavier in the hand, but I just trust this more just because of the malfunctions I've had with this. So I am a little jaded. I do really care and like this. This is one of my first guns. I mean, you can pick these up for like 200 bucks. They're a great option out there if you're on a budget. They do make a G3C, but you're gonna have to try out the trigger. So go to a gun store, ask them if you can drop the trigger, try this, try the G2C, because I know those are pretty inexpensive now if you're looking for something to carry. Try the GX4XL. Once you get past the QC or send it back, I've seen other people in our comments say that Taurus's quality control was kind of falling on this, and they had some of the same issues that I had. But right now it's just kind of fouling up my ammo, and in a defense situation, I just can't be comfortable with it. This one I do like where, I've got a place for my thumb. There's a notch here for my front finger, where on this one I do have a little bit of texture right here. So I just don't have a place really for this thumb. you know, I can stack it, but there's no like home spot as there is on this one. The slide stops, they both work about the same. They both feel about the same, they stick out about the same, but this one does have that safety, which is something nice. If you're looking for something with the safety, you can go with this one, and they do make the, you know, compact version. This is the full size. So again, it's up to you. What do you like? You can go try both of them. Again, I'm gonna say the GX4 does have the superior trigger. The restrike capability is nice, but you have to watch out for that for a stovepipe. So if you get one, or not a stovepipe, a squib load, if you get a bullet that goes off, like, you know, if you reload, you accidentally forgot to put powder, primer just goes off, you can get a bullet in there. You could easily stack rounds in there because this trigger is just going to reset automatically. It doesn't need the slide to reciprocate. So that is a downside to the G3. Really, that's the biggest downside I think there is to the firearm.
And so, you know, with all firearms, you're going to have pros, you're going to have cons, and ultimately, it always does come down to your shooting style and what gun you work best with. In our case today, we came down on different sides like we normally do, but these are all good firearms. There's nothing about that G3 that makes me really not enjoy shooting it. There are just things that I wish would be slightly improved.
Yeah, so if you guys like this, check out some of the other links down below. Check out some of our other videos. We do have a G3 first shots, and we do have 2 videos already out on this. So go ahead and check those out, and hope to see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
See ya. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. Get more content from Family Firearm Reviews by joining our Patreon and checking out the links in the description.